get mailers home about some charity that was for children. We used to get that. We used to get that all the time. And today, I mean, we talking about 50 years. I mean, I mean, they got millions of dollars now, but at that time, they were just starting out as far as their growth and development is concerned. And I think that that's what is important to understand. Don't despair, don't give up hope, don't think that it's failing. It's something that happens over a period of time. Growth and development happens over a period of time. And that's the same thing as far as charity donation. We just have to continue to push to that degree because we're asking for these charitable donations so that we can do many of the things that we want to do as far as the community-wide Shura conference is concerned. There are many things that we want to do, um, and they are ideas and they are ideas that we work with. Um, uh, and our mission is to seek the partition of the group intellect across the geographic, age, gender, socioeconomic title, or other potential barriers and discriminators that often block the pragmatic synergy of intellectual resources. And that says a lot, because, unfortunately, we live in a distracted society in the upload life. All right. The upload life, really helps to cause distraction. You're looking this way, but you really should be looking that way. You should be looking that way, but because of the pull of the upload life, social media, it pulls us in one direction, but we have to focus on the other one. But even though we want to focus this way, but social media continues to pull us this way for many reasons. It could be basketball, it could be sports, it could be politics, it could be fear. It's a whole lot. But what we have to learn how to do is we have to focus. We have to learn how to focus and concentrate, ourselves because we're living in an upload life. And the upload life is man's world. It's a life that man has created, so that he could have control. And I say he, because like when you talk about Mark Zuckerberg, Meta, when you talk about this other guy who created X, when you create Instagram, all of these are platforms that men made. So that's why I say it. That's why I say men, men to that degree. But it's for the purpose. And they say, oh, it's for the purpose of so that you could socialize with each other. But they have great control over it. And they have this thing called algorithm. And the thing is that what you watch on there, what you watch on the upload, like on social media, you know, it doesn't matter what you watch. The thing is that you're going to hear about the news. You're going to hear about politics, whether you want to or not. You're going to hear about it. You're going to hear about the 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 policies that are one-sided. And a lot of times, the American people don't even want to deal with it. I don't even want to deal with that. Tell me something that's going to help my life. I don't want to know anything about Russia. I don't want to know anything about Ukraine. That don't have nothing to do with my life. I don't have nothing to do with that. So you telling me about Ukraine, Russia, and all the Israel and all those, how much money Israel is getting and all that. That don't have nothing to do with my life here in America. And a lot of people are at this point are coming to realize that. Marjorie Taylor Greene, as a matter of fact, she was a great big Trump supporter, big Trump supporter. And it's like, she came to a realization, all these policies and everything that you're doing, it's not helping the American people. What's going on with that? Here it is, I'm backing you, and I'm backing you for this Make America Great Again movement, and all I see is making you wealthy. Well, all I see is you talking about all giving, $40 billion to these other countries. I mean, what's that all about? When here it is, we got people here in America that need that money. So what are you doing? Look, homie, you my man, you was my man, you was good with me, but look, I'm gonna have to let you go. And rather than stand up to him, she said, look, I'm just gonna resign. And you know who else did that? Um, who was it? It wasn't McCain's daughter, the vice president of George Bush. What's her name? I mean, she was, what was her name?
Liz
Liz
Cheney.
Cheney. Liz Cheney. She did the same thing. She said, look, like, yo, I'm telling y'all, I'm giving to you straight. I'm giving it to you right. And you don't want to address it. You don't want to deal with that. Okay, fine. Then you know what? I'm out. And she just bowed out. So here it is, Marjorie Taylor Greene is bowed out. There are a lot of politicians that are not agreeing with this administration. They're not agreeing with this administration, what this administration is doing. And what they're doing is, rather than stand up and fight, they just bow out. They just bow out. See, it's like the Democrats have, and so the Democrats get put in a position, where they have, yeah, rah 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 rah, have to do the rah rah type thing. When the whole thing happened as far as President Trump being elected again, when that happened, it was like, so what happened is says that black people was like, yo, I'm out, I'm out. Now it's going to be FAFO. You're going to muck around and find out what it is that you did. And so now, a lot of the people, the dominant culture, which is, white people in America is the dominant culture. They are, let me see, 200 million people in America are European American. They got 40 million African Americans, and then they got 60 million Hispanic Americans. So you take the 60 million Hispanic Americans, you take the 40 million African Americans and put them together, that makes 100 million. But, European Americans still outnumber them 2 to 1. And that's who this administration has been appealing to. They've been appealing to the European American culture. That's what they've always done that. They've always done that. It's just very obvious today, and it's unfortunately, the European American culture thinks that, Trump is going, to look out for them, their best interest. And I mean, he's almost been in office almost a year, from January to January. It's almost a year. And they're saying, well, what are you going to do for us? The farmers uh got messed up as far as their product was concerned. They couldn't sell their product. And because they couldn't sell their product, you know what they did? They asked the president to give them a bailout. Well, like yeah, and that's how they asked them like this. Well, we can't do it. Could you bail us out? Could you bail us out, President? That's how they talk to this administration. Well, we're not doing well, and you really messed us up, but like we need a bailout. We need you to give us some of that federal money. Don't keep on doing what you do. Deny everybody else. Deny the DEI people. Deny, cut the board of education. You'll cut that. You shut all the rest of these agencies down. And you do whatever it is that you're doing, but give us a bailout. So save us. Why? Because we with you. And it's like, yo, and even though they're making that kind of appeal, nothing has happened so far for them. Nothing has happened. So and as Americans, and we see this, say this 100 million, this 40 million African Americans, and this 60 American 60 million Hispanic Americans see it. Plainly see it. Plainly see it. To see the disregard, see the prejudice that's involved as far as this is concerned. See it straight up. So how the heck you think that we supposed to feel? Well, the thing is that it means that we gotta guard our grill. We gotta knuckle up. We gotta make sure that like we take care of ourselves because the way that it goes, it don't look like the government is going to do anything for us. That's the way it's going. I mean, if you can read, if you understand that 1 and 1 equal 2, if you understand that, then it don't add up. The way things are going, it just doesn't add up to be a benefit for us as being American citizens. It don't add up. It don't add up. I'm sorry. So, Sister Martha, you go ahead. I see your hand is raised. I didn't mean to get into this this degree, but
Hey, that's the upload live.
that's
And
the
uploading is information coming. It's coming up, up, up. And praise be to Allah. Greetings of peace to everyone. Martha Nyla calling from St. Petersburg, Florida. And I would say, you know, uh, the one God that brought everything into existence from nothing that we can account for, then that's the darkness, that's the blackness. And
yeah,
when everything goes back to black, when it goes back to black, not skin, but when it goes back to the black, to where we say, okay, that's the way it's going to be, we're going to turn our attention totally to the one that gave life to everything.
yes,
And we believe that that belief in and of itself, if we could help build a country, if we could help sustain a country, if we could be the ones that the labor force of a country, and then they turn around and take all the services, social service, Job Corps is on the cutting edge now. So that's where the monies was going to come from when they were saying save the trillions of dollars, cut the services, and it'll appear as though, oh look, we found money. You didn't find money. You just disregarded that which was bringing the money in. So now we turn to that and say, do we believe in the one God? Do we put our trust and faith in the one God? Then the resources are still here. The trees, the sand, the dirt, the fish in the sea. Has the Creator taken those resources away? No, no. It's very plentiful. So we have to, and now it forces our brain to be used. Alhamdulillah. That's the upload I want to share.
yeah, yeah, and that's exactly where it's going to get to that point. Maybe it may get there. I see Mexicans, that come here. They go ahead, man. They sell fruit. They get trucks, man. They find some way to go ahead and get that money. They work. I see them really working, and they are contributing to society. Um, so by and what you're saying as far as the creator is concerned and what the creator has done, yes, we will have to find a way to get back to that, because the creator has not stopped um, giving us the provisions that he provides for us. However, it really bothers me when I go shopping for food that there's no seeds in the grapes. That bothers me, that there's no seeds in the grapes, that there's no seeds in the watermelon. Why? Because the thing is that you want to control the seed. You want to go ahead and control that. Here it is, the creator has made it plentiful as far as the seeds are concerned. You put the seeds back in the ground, it's supposed to grow more food, but you want to take advantage, you want to take control of that. So what's going to happen as the future goes? You're going to take control of the sunshine, and you're going to distribute the sunshine the way that you want to distribute it. You want to distribute the rain and make it rain when you want it to rain. That's the kind of power that you want because that's the kind of power with the little bit of power that you have. That's how you are. This selfishness with it. You want to have control. Like you want it's like you want to play God. You want to play God? Well, I'll tell you, as far as the Quran is concerned, and as far as the Bible and all the rest of those places are concerned, it's the FAFO. You're gonna muck around and find out. You say, when is it gonna happen? That's what the Quran says. Well, when is it gonna happen? That's all. Wait, just wait. You wait because I'm waiting too. Just wait. You waiting? Just wait for it because I'm waiting too. I'm waiting for the creator to take care of it. Do you know how big this universe is? This little small planet that's called Earth that we live on. Do you know how? I mean, it's just a dot in the creation, just a dot. And you want to mess up? Don't you know you could the Earth could be taken out just like that, and it wouldn't hurt anything at all in God's creation. Wouldn't hurt anything at all. Nothing. Wouldn't hurt nothing, anything at all. So like there's no appreciation. You don't have appreciation for being part of this great universe. You don't have appreciation for being part of this solar system. Oh, yeah, we sent a telescope out there and this is what we found. Oh, yes. We're going to go to the moon. Really? Yeah, we're going to go to Mars. We're going to Mars because, the Earth is not going to, the Mars might be a better place for us. No, no. You were made to be here on Earth. You weren't made to be on Mars. When you go out there, you go out there to Mars if you want to. You better take some air with you. You better take some food with you. We're talking oxygen. You better take all that with you. You better take this new suit that you better have on for the cold and for the heat. You better be dressed up. You are not made to live on Mars. You are made to live on Earth. And if you want to do anything as far as the Earth is concerned, as living is concerned, then fix the Earth up. We talk all of this about, the waters being polluted. Fix that situation. We talk about the air is bad. Well, let's fix it so that you can continue to live here. You don't get it? You don't get that? You don't understand that? You don't you don't understand that, human being? You given all this power. You've been given all this power, and then you take this doggone power that you have. You take this power that you have and you become selfish with it. You just want to I want to make sure that my family lives, and my children and my grandchildren live. Really? Just your children and grandchildren? Who they gonna live with? They gonna live by themselves? They're gonna live by, well, I'm gonna make sure that my children and my grandchildren, and so around your children and around your grandchildren, everybody else gonna be poor. Everybody else is not gonna be able to make it. You want to make sure that your children and your grandchildren have a good life, but not the rest of the world. What we're talking about is I'm talking about people who have billions of dollars. I'm not talking about somebody that just has, $1 million. I'm talking about people who have billions of dollars. What are you going to do with $1 billion? Okay, so you have $1 billion. But is it really necessary to have $100 billion? Is it really necessary to have $100 billion? You have $100 billion, and you say, well, this is going to be for my children and my grandchildren. $100 billion? Do your children, your grandchildren really need $100 billion? Do you know what $1 billion is? $1 billion can make 1,000 millionaires. $1 billion. So if you were supposed to give away $1 billion, you could make 1,000 millionaires. So if you had so so you had $2 billion. Suppose you gave away $2 billion out of your 100 billion. You would be able to get make 2,000 millionaires. $10 billion. You'd make able to make 1,000 millionaires. A hundred thousand millionaires just with that money. But that would help you more than just hoarding the money, just hoarding. But that's how the human being is. Human being is a hoarder, just wants it all. Just wants for what? For what? There are people that got 5 cars. There are people who have much more than 5 cars. But let's just talk about 5 cars. Yeah, I got 5 cars. I got 5 cars. You can only drive one car at a time. It's one car at a time. Yeah, well, I got this car so I could go to the store, and I got this car so like I got a Rolls Royce. You gonna drive your Rolls Royce every day? No, but I can say that I have it, because there's value in it. I keep it, because there's value in a Rolls Royce. I have a Maserati because there's value in the Maserati. Let me tell you this here. I don't know. Maybe it's because I don't have that kind of money that I'm thinking like this. Maybe if I had that kind of money, maybe I think the same way. Maybe I don't know because I don't have that kind of money. But I'm not interested in it either. I'm not interested in it. Just give me one car. One car. That's all I need. Just one car. One nice car. One nice car. Just give me one nice car. One nice car. That's all I need. Oh, Sister Martha, go ahead.
Yeah, one nice car and no tolls.
And no tolls. And no tolls. See, and the thing is that, see, and that thing about tolls, like, well, and right now, I have a car, but I don't drive it. You know why? Because they want to charge me $400 a month for insurance. And I'm not paying $400 a month for insurance in New York. They was trying to sell, give me $700 a month for insurance because I live in Queens and it's supposed to be, and they have all these excuses of us why to justify me paying $700. I'm not paying them $700 for insurance. I got a car. It's in the garage, but I'll take public transportation. But there's no way in the world that I'm going to give you $700 a month for insurance. I'm not going to give you $400 a month for insurance. And then on top of that, I got to pay tolls if I drive the car. You got to pay fees. They got cameras all over the place. So, you'll get a ticket. Oh, you went over 25 miles an hour. So, I mean, what's the use of having a car? What's the use of having a car when, it's a trap? It's a big trap. Right now, cars are not really selling these days. They're not selling. They're not selling these days because people can't afford it. All along, all along the street where I live, they have the people have for sale cars, for sale signs on their cars. For sale. Because they can't afford their cars. Thank God gas is like that. But I mean, we're living in a situation where it's getting unaffordable. Housing, unaffordable. Food, unaffordable. I went a particular restaurant, and they don't have no problem charging you $10 for a sandwich these days. $10 for a sandwich. $4 for French fries. $4 just for French fries by itself. $3 for a bag of potato chips. What are we doing here? $3 for a bag of potato chips that used to be 25 cents? Well, that was a long time ago. Not that long ago. And potatoes is still it's all about money. It's all about these companies getting as much money as they can from you. As much money as they can. $5 for a cup of coffee. Yo, you better go ahead and get some ground coffee and get you a coffee machine and make your own coffee. You better do that. You better do that. I mean, you got money like that? Well, I got Starbucks coffee. No disrespect to Starbucks coffee. No disrespect. No disrespect to Starbucks coffee. Because Starbucks is a nice place that if you go there and you buy a cup of coffee, they have a very nice atmosphere that you can sit down and you can have your coffee. And there's a benefit from
And
going
you
to
can work on your computer.
and work on your computer. I mean, for so you spend your $5 for that cup of coffee, you spend $4 for a piece of pastry, and you can sit there and you can work on your computer. It's fine. Same thing with McDonald's and
I was
Burger
just about to say McDonald's too. Yes.
McDonald's and all those places. So there's a benefit, that they've come to understand as far as those things are concerned. Fine. So no disrespect, no disrespect or disregard for it. Because if there's a benefit in it for you, I mean, then you should do it. Because that's what we do. But now this is the other part that has happened as far as the upload life. Now hear this. I've been talking for a half hour already. You know something? Half hour already. And there's a whole lot more to say about the upload life. So I didn't feel like cooking yesterday. I don't feel like cooking. And most of the time, I most of the times like I don't mind fixing meals or eating the local restaurants and stuff like that. But I said, you know what? I want something from a fast food restaurant. So, they have DoorDash and they have Uber Eats. So I go to one of the apps and I go to this fast food restaurant and I order the sandwich. I said, well, if I order this sandwich, that's $14. Okay, that's $14 for a sandwich. Okay, I don't have to go get it. They're gonna bring it right to my apartment, so I don't even have to give it. So I'll go ahead and pay the $14 for the sandwich. But there's fees that go along with it, and the fees was $6. And the delivery charge was another $3. Now I said the fees and I said the delivery charge. I didn't say nothing about the tip. I said the fee and the delivery charge. And then after you do that, then they say, and now and now put a tip. So you paying $14 for the sandwich and $15 they have the daggone thing. So you're paying $30 for a sandwich? $30? 25, $30 to have something delivered to you? That's how bad it's gotten. That's how bad it's gotten. Martha, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to know how much gold was on that sandwich.
The only gold on there was the honey mustard. That's as close to gold as you was gonna get. The honey mustard. That's as close to gold, the gold color. That's the that's the
So
close.
you took it in, and every bite was
I did no,
you
I did.
chewed it.
I did not buy that. I refuse. I refuse to pay those kind of
Oh,
price.
it gave it to you up front before you even
Right.
dealt with.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. But there are people that do it every day. There are people. that actually spend that extra money for that every day. And that's why these companies continue to do it, because there are people that are willing to go ahead and spend it. Now, what I will do, I will spend transportation money just like the other day. I spent transportation money. I think I spent $11 to, back and forth to go to a restaurant to get something to eat. And then while I was there, I went shopping for food. It was in the same area. So I spent the $11 to do that. I will spend money. I went to a very famous restaurant in New York called Andrew's Diner on 35th Street and 7th Avenue. Very famous diner. I mean, on the weekend, it's packed with
Uh,
tourists, but the food is delicious. It's breakfast food, delicious, very well prepared. The coffee is good. So I go there. What was that? I think I went there day before yesterday. I went there, and it was packed. I'm talking about it was so packed you couldn't go inside. You couldn't go in. You couldn't go inside. People were standing outside waiting for a table. That's how packed it was. And so when the guy opened the door, he said, "How many?" And it was just me. I said, "One." He said, "All right, come on." And he sat me at the counter. So I was lucky. I was, but people come there 3 and 4. They come there with their whole family, to sit down. I'm talking about people who are tourists. They come there, and the food is delicious. The food is really good. But I will spend money to go to a restaurant. I spent $11, take the Long Island Railroad and come to Manhattan and go ahead and get some and go to Andrew's Diner or go to Broadway Diner or go to one of the other places that sell good food. That's because I'll do that. But I'm not going to pay $15 as a fee to have a burger brought to my apartment. I'm not going to do it. I got to pay $15 for the burger, and then I got to pay $15 to have it come to my house, and all I get is a burger? Are you kidding me? I don't think so. Anyway, that's the upload life. That's where we living at today. So, I've learned to go shopping and make my own food today. That's where we at today. You got to make your own food. But a lot of the you know, younger generation, man, a lot of times they don't even know how to make a cup of coffee. They had a thing where it's like they don't even know how to boil water. you know, no, the younger generation, and I mean, it's a serious. I saw a it was something on YouTube, and the lady had this hot pan that she was holding with two towels. She was holding it, and she was passing it to her daughter. So she has the pan out like this, and she tells her daughter it's hot. Her daughter takes her hand to hold the plate, and the mother says it's hot. And so the daughter still has the pan. Said, "See that doggone girl, the thing is hot." And so then she took it by the two towels. But she was going to hold the hot pan with her hands. It's like, duh. Martha, go ahead.
I can't miss up. I can't pass up this one. It's good to observe our children, our
Yeah,
grandchildren.
yeah,
Our children pretty much has they have a little remnants of what we appreciate. The grandchildren, because they've been inundated by this fast paced thing.
yes.
Uh, my grandchildren, I can say, all four of them, they are more not loners, loners, but they are very particular about who they spend their time with.
Mm,
And they're very into, and I can say it's how we have conditioned the cultivation that we've given to them that spend time to think. Well, my one grandson, he's just turned 29, and he goes out, he loves to be around the pantry, not the pantry, but the homeless shelters,
Yeah.
because it to him that those are true blues, all
Right.
right, people wise. And we
Yeah.
understand Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala
That's
has
beautiful.
created the
Alhamdulillah.
whole universe, that
Yeah.
people are people. And when
Yeah.
you can find that innocence and that's where they connect. So, but
Yeah.
yesterday it began to pour rain. You know what he was going to do? He has a double padded thing. He puts his blanket in his backpack, and he puts his cooler onto his bicycle, and he put his whatever you call the raincoat kind of thing on. I said, "You going out there?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "Wow, okay. Well, be
Wow.
careful." And so he
How
goes
old is
out,
he?
29.
Okay.
So he has a nice bicycle. So he goes out, and next thing I know, 15 minutes later, he's coming back drenched, right? From the pant legs down. And the cooler was catching water because it didn't have a top on it, but he had other supplies in it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm observing this. And so as I told him, I said, "Oh, you smell good," as he was getting ready to go out. And so he come back, he said, "Yeah, it was raining too hard. That cushion that he had that he was gonna lay down on,
Yeah.
I guess a puddle would have so gotten it." So when he
Yeah.
came on in, I had prepared some turnip greens
Mm-hmm.
with leftover chicken. I put into the turnip green. So he ate that. I gave it to him. He ate it. So this morning he gets up. He's ready. He's already left, going to befriend his people, his friends, I should say. But I said to him, "Should you leave this world," I said, "I would have pleasure to be the first one to say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un, your will returning to the greater will." And I said, "Now," and I looked at him, he began to smile. I said, "Yes. Should I leave before you, you can have the pleasure of saying." And that's the way we have to think nowadays, because of all the other movements that's going on. We have to give that what you call it, the real deal kind of thing.
Yeah.
So living in the upload life is maintaining that balance, is my point.
Yeah. Yeah. You have
Even dealing with the earthly thing, the rain coming down and
yeah.
all of that.
You have to have we have to have a balance as far as the upload life is concerned. And one of the ideas that definitely is something that Imam Shakur Abdul Rahim said last week uh on Wednesday program we have on a New Day Community Radio uh uh Hadith Wednesday. He said his son was he observed his son, he was playing a game, and a basketball game was something with like the controller, and he asked his son, "Did you stop and make prayer? Did you stop to make prayer?" Just that. I don't know what the answer was, and it really doesn't matter. As long as as long as we remind our children, by the way, did you make your prayer today? Did you make your prayer? Don't forget to make your prayer. Don't forget to pray. And then, for them to see us make the prayer, that's the other important part. Because when they see us making the prayer, it creates a memory on how they will, if they love you and they see you make prayer, they will remember you. And they will remember, when times gets hard, they will remember, what, my mother, my father, my parent, my uncle, my aunt, they always seemed like they was in a state of peace. And they said they were in that state of peace because they made prayer. Well, maybe I should try that. If I'm not in a state of peace, let me go ahead and try to make prayer the way that they make prayer. So, it winds up being the example that we have as far as our children are concerned. And that, yeah, I mean, that sounds like a great young man, that at that age, man, to give his time, his attention to, like at the homeless shelter, and to be that um to be that uh, uh, determined that even though it's pouring rain out there, for him to have his blanket and to get, everything hooked up and say, I'm not going to let the rain stop me. That's what I'm not going to let the rain even, I'm not going to even let the rain stop me. And then he went out there and he tried it. Didn't work. So he came back. He came back. But that's the type of determination that shows that he had to that degree. Man, may God bless him for that determination that he has and to accomplish whatever. Because with that kind of determination, there's nothing that he won't be able to achieve. Going up against the rain, what? Do you know how many people? Well, it's raining. I don't think I'm going to work today. Well, I'm not going to go ahead and I'm not going to go ahead. People got cars and it start raining. It's like, well, I guess I'll wait until the rain stops before I go to the store. Well, I guess I'll stop. Anyway, reading these notes have what else is there that I wanted to mention? What else is there to mention? Um, it's just that things might seem cloudy on the upload life, but don't forget to come out of the upload life and take advantage of the sunshine and take advantage of being social with other people. I have in New York, I have a great affinity for just riding the train peacefully with other people. It's like we're all just minding our business. We get on the train, we get on our cell phones, and we ain't paying attention to anybody, and we just with each other. We walk down the crowded streets, of New York, not really paying attention to each other, and I mean, you don't even have to, it's not like you got to duck and dodge. It's automatic things where people just flow past each other. You go sit in a restaurant, you next to you don't know who you next to, but you could be next to a white person, a black person, a Chinese person, somebody that speak a Russian language, somebody that speak Arabic language, man. A woman, it don't matter. It's like everybody's just living their life. I mean, that's the type of, being in that social situation it's come to be a beautiful thing. It's come to be very beautiful. Just to be there with other people. To go to a basketball game and to sit next to somebody you don't even know. It reminds me that this when I went to Juma prayer this Friday past. I didn't know the person that was sitting next the people that was sitting next to me on both of my sides. I never saw these people in my life. I knew they were Muslim. And we came together for the same purpose. So do what? We came together to give praise and glorification to the creator of the heavens and the earth. That's that I didn't know him. And one some person came over and said, could you move over a little? Oh yeah, yeah, sure. I moved over a little so that he could come and stand next to me and pray. It's not a thing. It's like I know that we came together for the same purpose. And we sitting in a restaurant. I don't know you, but we come together for the same purpose. For what? So that we could come in here and get something to eat. I'm at the basketball game. I don't know you, but like you could sit next to me and we rooting for the same team. Yay, yay, yay. And even if you are for the opposite team, it's like, yo, oh man, yeah, like your man moved. you know, the ability to socialize with other human beings, man, I don't know, maybe it's because of the age that I'm at. Maybe it's because maybe I don't know what it is, but it feels good. It feels good. It feels good. So I got a couple of minutes left in the program and, open up the telephone lines for anybody that had anything they want to say as far as it's concerned. Yeah, but Sister Martha, go ahead.
Right then I was thinking of this commercial. Everyone, I'm taking you way back to where the peppermint patty used to be advertised, and the
Peppermint
lady
patty.
with the peppermint patty she used to say, That just thrilled. I mean, it just made me feel like I was gleeful right there with her and that
Yes,
peppermint patty.
right.
But so
Yes,
in this day, in this time and appreciation that we have for life, uh, even though you hear the fear words that's going out, and but then when you're focused on what it is that you've come to be focused on, what it is that you are looking forward to doing. I don't want time to pass without me giving my all and all and all, like you spoke about the determination. That's it. All I have to do is lay my head down. Well, my son has a cat, and the cat is always trying to work its way around my head to snuggle up, right?
right.
And I put this supposed to be an animal pet bed thing. It's a little square cushiony thing.
Yeah.
That cat does not like that. It will avoid it with all cost.
This
So
is
when
an
I put it one
energy.
way, it goes around the other way, try to get to my head. So
Your
I'm
energy.
saying,
Yeah.
yeah, it's the
It's
the the
trying to
the,
get to
the,
your
the
energy, feels your energy.
Yes, and so I'm recognizing that I'm going, oh goodness gracious, and this is a she, and I mean, so I'm relating to the, like you say, the energy in me and the energy in this animal, and I say, oh Allah, how appreciative we are to be for everything, the animals, the insects, the air, the trees, to see the life, and then to understand that there's two energies operating that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created to serve Allah. And that is the energy that can go way off base. And then there's the energy that can calm down and be balanced. And so as we're observing everything and we're in the movie or the motion. We're in the movie though. Others are spectators of us and we're spectators of others. And so the best that we can give is the love and the peace and the kindness and everything else that
Yes.
we can generate. So I'm
Yes.
I'm thankful to be here. Thank you,
I
Allah,
mean,
and
I
thank
mean,
you,
me too.
William, and everyone
Yeah.
else.
And listen, this morning after I get to doing this, today I think I'm gonna go to the city. I'm gonna go to the city and I'll probably go to Andrews and have some breakfast. And then I'll go to Macy's. I went to Macy's, matter of fact, the other day I went to Macy's, and Macy's is just a, nice place to walk around. They got everything is on sale, in Macy's. I mean, and it's just a nice place to, walk around, and it's a famous store. But it's a nice place to visit. Even if you're not going to buy anything, but like it's the idea of shopping. You know,
And you can smell the cologne.
you
You can
smell the
spray some
colognes.
on.
Yeah, they have places that you can eat in Macy's also. Um, it's that's what I do. I just leave, and sometimes I'll take the bus and go to Roosevelt Field and in the mall at Roosevelt Field and just chill out and go around and and sit down and watch the people to that degree. Yeah. I was thinking about going down to Washington, D.C. because it's easy. It's an easy commute to go to Washington, D.C. All you got to do is just jump on the I mean, the Amtrak. As a matter of fact, they had a ticket for $45, to go to Washington, D.C. And a lot of times that ticket is like 100 and some odd dollars these days. But if you take the right train at the right time, it was like $45 to go to Washington, D.C. And then I found this place, man, this hotel, that I could stay in. And just to visit with my grandchildren, for the weekend or something like that there, and then come back. They had another ticket that would get me back to New York, for $78. I was like, oh, okay, okay. So, so to rent a car, I rented a car and went to Albany, to visit my son, up in Albany, and wound up going to. They have a famous comedy club called the Funny Bone up there, and it's packed. And it's packed because like it's comedy clubs are really really taking off these days. In Harlem. in Harlem, they have a comedy in Harlem, but they also have the Apollo Theater. Comedy is so popular that the Apollo Theater now has a room where they're actually going to start doing comedy. But comedy is becoming very popular in this day and time. Is very popular, and it's all about, putting a smile on people's face. That's what comedy does. The only thing that I don't really like about comedy, and sometimes, I have to tolerate it, is, the sex part of it. People, they try to make jokes about, sex, and I mean, and they get so graphic with it. And I remember one time I went to, a comedy club, and it was yo, I'm a lesbian. They start talking about lesbian jokes. It was like, I was like, it wasn't, and you know what? It wasn't funny. That's the worst part about it. He was trying to be funny, and she wasn't funny. It wasn't funny at all. And then, but you have to sit through. You have to sit through it. You have to sit through it. There was a Mexican comedian who came on. But people come on, and you sometimes you just have to tolerate them. You just have to tolerate them to get a laugh, to see if you can get a laugh. But that's what people go out to comedy clubs for. I'm going to go, make me laugh, make me,
Oh, somebody
make
need
me
to make
laugh,
sure you laugh. Now
make me
there's one
laugh.
brother who's I forget his name, Muhammad something. He said Allah made me funny, and then there's the
Oh yeah,
other brother,
yeah.
Muslim African American who oh, I almost called his name, but
Ali
anyway.
Sadiq, Ali Sadiq.
And then there's a shorter version. We had him to come here to well, the ICNA brought him in
Oh yeah,
to do, and
I know who you're
I'm
talking
trying to
about.
see. He loves to wear the plaid shirt and brownish kind of. I know he loves brown, but anyway, I can't think of his name. We took his picture and everything,
Yeah,
but and the things that the conversations that he brings out, it's telling you about you
right.
that you've adapted yourself to, and you find out, wow, I'm really laughing at me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Somebody else tells you something about you, and you laugh. So I said, okay.
Well, I'll tell you this here. I did go to the movies. I saw Zootopia 2. Zootopia was a very good movie. As a matter of fact, it's an animated film, and you probably look on Amazon Prime's pay $3.99 to watch it. But it's a even though it's an animated film, it has a very good script. And I saw I went to the movies when I was in Washington, D.C., and I saw Zootopia 2. And when I got home, I said, "Oh, that's Zootopia 2. Well, let me see what Zootopia 1 looks like." And it was very good. It was a very good movie. The other movie that's out today, which was interesting, was Wicked. Have you seen Wicked, Sister Martha?
I think I no, I haven't. I saw some excerpts. I think
Yeah, it's
about.
about the Wizard of Oz type of thing. And
Uh-huh.
I saw the Wicked 1. And it was a really good movie, and especially if you understand the Wizard of Oz situation. But they had a twist to it, and so I'm looking forward. I'll probably go and see Wicked too. But like it's going to be a good movie. I'm sure it'll be a good movie also. But this is how I spend my day. Uh, Especially after doing the other radio program that I'm involved with, A New Day for Al Islam Community Radio, which comes on today at 10 a.m. Uh, it's going to be Ibn Yaqub Islam. We'll probably play Imam W. Dean Muhammad, one of his lectures with the inspired word of Imam W. Dean Muhammad, and then we'll have a conversation. That's so call 971-379-9162. It's a community radio program. Come and add your voice to it. If there's anything that you want to know about Islam, or like about like whatever you want to talk about, whatever you want to talk about. You want to talk about something in society today, you want to talk about politics, you want to talk about whatever you want to talk about, Come on, because we Muslims, but we're also Americans living in American circumstances, and so we know how to make the presentation. And as long as you're respectful, and as long as you're respectful, then it'll work out. Again, 971-379-9162, 971-379-9162. Today, 10 a.m. Look forward to being Eastern Standard Time. Look forward to being with you. Thank you so very much for being with us today on Living
And let
Enough.
me or shall I share in about just after that, come back to AM 360 with 1 p.m. to 3 p.m.
Map
with
5,
MAP
right?
5. Yeah,
Right.
Muslim American Power 5. The Honorable
Yes,
Cheryl Sudduth, the negotiator, Amatullah Alaji Sabri, and the Commissioner Emeritus, who is president of American Coalition for Good Government, Imam Fleming Elamine. And I believe, no, it's next week that there's some material that they want us to read to be able to have conversation with Imam Alim. Uh, I hope I have it. Abdul Alim. Anyway, he's going to be coming with some information, but we'll share that with you too, William. And then 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Times is Imam
yes.
Abdul Hafiz Shahid with Optimal Health. And
Optimal
following
health.
him is Optimal Health.
Good
7 to 8
program.
is,
Good program, brothers and
I
sisters, to
mean,
listen to, man, especially as
yes,
far as your health is concerned, and the right kind of herbs and
yes.
foods to eat. Yes, good program. Make sure to
he
check that
give
out.
he gives it all. And
Yes,
then my alekula hell together under any and all circumstances, Imam Abdul Aziz of
that's
Bronx, New
right.
York.
Yes,
And
Bronx, New York. We're
yes,
doing a great job up in the Bronx, New York. I'm telling you, brothers and sisters. And Imam Abdul Aziz, every Friday, every Friday the people come out in droves because like he gives out his master gives out food every week. And we're thankful to Allah that like he's been blessed like that to get that done.
yes,
And the other thing to that I have to say is that Elbert Shamsuddin, a great pioneer of the Muslim community here in New York City, passed away, and his janazah is going to be tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. at Masjid Malcolm Shabazz Masjid. Elbert Shamsuddin was very uh, uh, he was very important as far as the fish program and here in New York, fish, sardines, bean pies, etc., etc. He's always been a businessman in the community. He helped Imam Ezekiel Muid Basha and the establishment of Masjid Malcolm Shabazz on what they're doing today. And not only in Manhattan, but also in Inkster, Detroit. And his son is uh, the his name is Joaquin Dean, and he is the president of the Rough Riders, who was the manager of DMX, the rapper DMX. Elbert built a studio for his son early in his life over there in Yonkers, and invited his son to come up and start making music up there. And his son winded up managing DMX and becoming not only DMX but the Locks, and a couple of others also. A female Eve, the female rapper named Eve. Yeah, they were part of her too. They managed her too. I mean, the Shamsuddin family has done very good work. And Elbert was part of it, and Elbert was part of my life, man. Elbert's like family to me because when I was growing up and struggling, as far as when I first came into the Nation of Islam, man, Elbert was there for me. Elbert was there for me. I worked with him, and I mean, just a great brother, and I'll never forget him for the work for the support that he gave me, in my beginnings as far as being a Muslim concerned. So may Allah bless him, with a comfortable space in the paradise, for the work that he did. And Muhammad Sharif wants to say something. Go ahead, Muhammad Sharif.
Yeah, assalamu alaikum, everyone.
Wa
Yeah,
alaikum assalam.
yeah, Brother William, he's saying about Brother Albert. Yeah, we know we met him during the days of the Fish Force, and
That's right.
yeah, he is a tremendous businessman. I
Yeah.
mean, he was tremendous businessman. Maybe they could make a documentary on Brother Elbert.
Yes.
I mean, he had the brother that were doing selling the not just the fish program, and also had
Ice
was
cream
the
trucks.
ice cream trucks. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. The ice cream
Yeah. The
trucks.
ice cream trucks. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me Allah, forgive him his sin, grant him paradise.
Yeah. That's right, man. And you know the most beautiful thing about it is this: is that he stayed connected to the community.
Right.
You know, there are many that come into the community and they leave the community. They don't stay connected. They don't stay connected to the community. Albert was a pioneer, man. He stayed connected to the community and to the community of our Muslim community. He stayed connected to it, and he was productive and successful with it. So may Allah bless him for that. And again, his janazah is tomorrow morning at National Malcolm Shabazz at 11 a.m. I intend to be there. I'm going to do stories of the lives of the prophets tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. From 8 to 9. I will get off promptly at 9 o'clock so I can get myself prepared so I can make sure to get there to make sure that Albert is put away properly, inshallah. And like I said, that's for tomorrow. And we never say what's going to happen tomorrow without saying inshallah. So that being said, I thank you so very much, Sister Martha, Brother Muhammad Sharif, Brother Ishmael family, and 810399. Thank you all so
That's
very much.
our dear sister Deprita.
Um,
Appreciate Hadi. Thank you so very much. May Allah continue to bless us. And until the next time.
May I say one other thing before we go, Brother William?
Sure, go ahead, bro.
And that is, Brother Albert, the last time I saw him was at the Juneteenth celebration. He has supported, he and his wife Darlene and them, they all
That's
support the
right, darling.
Juneteenth celebration. So last time I saw him was past June. He's
Yes.
on a part of on one of the floats, Juneteenth.
Yeah,
Right today.
Amen. Amen.
I
Yes.
see.
All right, y'all. And so until tomorrow, or until later on today. Oh, Sister Deprecia, you have something you want to say?
Alhamdulillah, I enjoyed the program and thank you so kindly for thanking us for being here. And everybody have a great day.
You
Assalamu
too, sis.
alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Alaikum assalam, sis.
Wa
Mm,
alaikum.